Hello students. So today we are going to see the next topic in the second unit, that is your equipotential surface. So before that, in the last class we have seen what is a potential difference and what is a absolute potential. So according to the potential difference or absolute potential, we have considered some work done. Work done in the movement of a charge from one point to another point, that is dw, that is equal to minus dq integration over p1 to p2 e dot dl. For this we have considered some point charge or electric field. This is your electric field lines. Electric field lines are of like this. This is the direction of your electric fields, and we are trying to move a point charge, that is your delta q from p1 to a point p2. So in this movement, let us consider a point in this path. Let us consider a one point, that is of at point P, the differential length is equal to dl and the direction of your electric field will be E. So in this process of movement of charge in the electric field from point P1 to P2, some work or some energy should be expended. That work done is equal to minus dq, the movement of charge from minus P, that is of P1 to P2 E dot dl. So if I divide with delta q on the both sides, you will get minus P1 to P2 E dot dl. What is this one? dq by dw by dq is nothing but the work done per unit charge. If the charge is very small, then the work done per unit charge is called as the potential difference. This can be V21 is equal to minus integration over P1 to P2 E dot dl. So here V21 is equal to V2 minus V1 if V1 tends to 0. That is if V1 tends to 0, then V21 becomes V2. This is called as absolute potential. This V21 is a normal potential. It is a potential difference, but V21 is equal to V2 is called as absolute potential. Let us consider a point charge. And through that point charge we are going to get some electric field. So let us consider a point charge of Q, and it is having some electric field, and we are trying to move a charge from P1 to P2, that is of a delta Q from P1 to P2. So delta Q we are trying to move from P1 to P2, and the distance from this point charge to the P1 is R1, and distance from Q to P2 is your R2, and this is your electric field direction. And this is the distance of R. So V21 is equal to minus integration over, we can consider this is of R1 and this is your R2 E dot dl. By substituting your E value, we got R1 to R2. E is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon R square. Here you will get your AR dl. So this can be written as minus integration over R1 to R2 Q by 4 pi epsilon R square into dr. So if you do the integration and if you substitute the limits, here you will get Q by 4 pi epsilon 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. So this can be written as V21 is equal to, this is equal to V2 minus V1, where V2 is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon into R2 and V1 is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon R1. So now let us define what is a equipotential surface. For example, here it is a Q. Q is a charge, and the distance, let us consider a radius, a radial point, that is your, so from Q, this point is having the same distance of R. Let us consider this is a point of P and the distance is R. If I consider one more point here, that is your P1, this is your P1 and this is your P2, the distance is of R. So if I consider here point P3, the distance is R. It means it is nothing but we are trying to move a charge in circle. If we are trying to move charge in the circle, what will happen? Because here the distance is equal to same, V2 is equal to, we got V21 is equal to something like V2 minus V1. What is a V2? V2 is equal to 4 pi epsilon and the distance is equal to R. So here V2 becomes Q by 4 pi epsilon R and V1 is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon R. It is nothing but at this point, if you move a charge in the circle, what happens? Here at the P1, the potential is, let us consider if it is of V1, here it is a potential of V2, here it is the potential of V3. In this case, V3 is equal to V2 is equal to V1 is equal to something like V. Then what happens if I consider the potential difference? V21 becomes V2 minus V1 is equal to V. So V minus V is equal to 0. So this is called as equipotential line. So this is called as equipotential line. Because at every point you are going to find the same potential. So equipotential line. In the equipotential line, the work done will be 0. Because why the work done will be 0? Because the potential is 0. The potential difference is 0. V21 is equal to dW by dQ. dW by dQ. If V21 is equal to 0, then the work done, if dW is equal to, if the work done is equal to 0, automatically V21 becomes 0. So in the equipotential line, if we try to move any charge in the equipotential line, the absolute or the ultimate, the net work done will be 0. If dW is equal to 0, then only the V21 becomes 0, because dq is nothing but it is a small charge which we are trying to move in the path. So got my point? V21 becomes 0 if dw equal to 0. dw is nothing but the differential work done. So if I consider one more line over here, here you'll get something like, if it is of R, then the radius will be of R1, then the potential will be throughout this path will be V1. If I consider one more path, the radius will be R2. At every point you are going to get the voltage of V2. So this is called as equipotential line. The electrostatic potential is a scalar potential. So already we have considered potential difference, or a potential is a scalar function of space variables, and the potential field is also a scalar variable. If points having the same value of potential are joining, so this is a point which is having the same potential, this is a point which is having the same potential, this is a point which is having the same potential. So if points having the same value of potential are joining in two-dimensional field, we will get a curve of constant potential. Such curve is called as equipotential line. What do you mean by it? So if this is of Q, if I draw one circle over it, so at every point you are going to get same potential. At this point same potential, at this point same potential, at this point same potential, at this point same potential. So according to the equipotential line difference, what it is saying that if points having the same value of potential are joining in two-dimensional field, we will get a curve. So we are going to get a curve of constant potential. Such curve is called as equipotential line. So this is your equipotential line. Then what do you mean by equipotential surface? In three-dimensional, the map of points having the same values of potential is an equipotential surface. So if you consider for two-dimensional, of equipotential points, if you join all equipotential points in two-dimensional, you are going to get equipotential line. Equipotential line. If you join all the points which are having same potential in three-dimensional, that will be equipotential surface. Equipotential surface. That will be equipotential surface. So these equipotential surface or equipotential points are having some properties. Already I have given in the notes. So what is the first property? They are continuous surfaces. They are all of continuous surfaces. The shape of the surface depends on the distribution of the charge. Already we have considered here. So here it is of continuous surface. It depends upon the distribution of the charges. For a point charge, this is nothing but a point. For a point charge, equipotential surfaces are concentric sphere centered at the charge. So this is about the point. So for a point charge, this is your point charge. For a point charge, the equipotential surfaces are concentric spheres centered at the charge. Next point is equipotential surfaces of different potential do not intersect as the electrostatic potential as single valued function. What do you mean by it? It means that if Q is a charge, if I consider one circle over here, this is about your equipotential line which is having a potential of V1, and if I consider one more circle here, this will have the potential of V2. If I consider one more circle here, this is going to have the potential of V3. So according to this point, equipotential surfaces of different points do not intersect, because this point will not intersect with this one, because these two potential points are different. Here you are going to have V1, here you are going to have V2, here you are going to have V3. So these points do not intersect as the electrostatic potential as a single valued function. I said that electrostatic potential is a single valued function. Next, work done in moving a charge from one point to another point along the equipotential surface is zero. Already we have considered. That is nothing but if you try to move a charge from this point to this point, from this point to this point, here you are having same potential, then V21 becomes, V21 is equal to V2 minus V1, that is V1 minus V1, which is equal to 0. So if you are trying to move within that line of which is having the same potential, the work done will be 0. Next, the direction of electric field intensity can only normal to the electric equipotential surface. That is of, if I consider this is the direction of your electric field. This will be the direction of electric field, because from this point you will get, this is the direction of your electric field. This is the direction of your electric field. So if I consider a tangential here, then here you are going to get 90 degrees. Here you will get 90 degrees. For cos 90, that will be of 0. So you can consider the cos 90 is equal to 0, or the work done will be V2 minus V1 is equal to 0. The direction of the electric field intensity can only be normal to the electric potential surface. This is nothing but your normal to the electrostatic potential. Next, work done in moving a charge from any point on equipotential surface to any point on another equipotential surface is independent of the shape of the path taken by the charge. That is nothing but what do you mean by it? So for example, if I consider Q is one charge, Q is one charge, and it is having some electric field, and we are trying to move, we have moved a charge through the circle. This will be the equipotential line. So we are trying to move through this line, and if I consider one more circle, so this is the equipotential line. If I consider one more circle, this will be one more equipotential line. So according to the last point, if we move a charge from that is of q dash from one equipotential surface line to another equipotential line, that depends upon your, so in this work, like in this moment we have to do some work, that is we are trying to move from one equipotential line to another equipotential line. So we are trying to move a charge q dash from this p1 to p2. This p1 is nothing but which is a point in this circle, and p2 is a point in the another circle. This is your first circle and this is your second circle. So if you are trying to move from point p1 to p2, we need to expend some energy or we have to do some work. That work depends only on the distance, not on the path taken. That depends upon the distance, that is nothing but, so this is we can consider this is your r1 and this is your, the distance is, this is your r2. Then the v21 becomes your, v21 is equal to q by, that is of q dash by 4 pi epsilon 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. So this is about your equipotential line and equipotential surface. So in the next class we'll see then one more topic. Thank you.